Hi, here we are on the second video for lesson 4.4, and let's just read through this. Last month, Jerry Papa purchased 2 DVDs and 5 CDs at Wall to Wall Sound for $65. This month, he bought 4 DVDs and 3 CDs for $81. Find the price of each DVD and the price of each CD. Okay, so I'm going to use these variables, right? C equals price of a CD, and D, let's just use small letters, D is the price of a DVD. Okay, now this one is set up kind of similar to one we did earlier on the first lesson. All right, so 2 DVDs and 5 CDs for $65. And then we have 4 DVDs, 3 CDs, and that's 81. Now we need to eliminate one variable. And so I think this time let's eliminate the C, eliminate the D. It doesn't matter. How about let's just eliminate the C's. Okay, so I'm going to multiply the first equation times -3 to make that -15, and the second equation by 5, so that once again is going to be a positive 15, this times 5. All right, and so we're going to rewrite these equations over here. So I'm going to have -6D minus 15C equals -195, I hope. And then 20D plus 15C equals 405. And we're going to add these together. Oops, I got that a little bit close. Okay. So let's see here. All right. So -6 plus 20, that's going to be a 14D. The C's are eliminated because they're opposites, right? So that's what's going on there. And then that's equal to 210. We're going to divide both sides by 14, and we find that the price of one DVD is going to be $15. All right, so we'll go back to one of our original equations to find C. 2D plus 5C equals 65. So we're going to have 2 times 15 plus 5C equals 65. All right, so that's going to be 30. And I'm going to divide both sides, or subtract. I'm going to divide in a minute. Subtract first. 30. 5C equals 35. So the cost of one CD is $7. All right. So up here, price of one CD is $7. And then 15 for DVDs. And then I'm going to circle that answer. All right. And that's how you set up and solve that equation, or that system of equations. All right, next. Katie Biagina has investments in Google and Nintendo stock. During a particular day in 2015, Google stock was at $5.28 per share and Nintendo stock was $13 per share. Katie's portfolio, made up of these two stocks, was worth $19,809 at the time. If Katie owns 16 more shares of Google stock, then that's supposed to be a then she owns of Nintendo stock, how many shares of each type of stock does she own? Okay, so we're going to set this up, and I'm just going to use G and N, right? So G equals number of Google shares. And then N is the number of Nintendo shares. Okay, so we're going to set this up. Now notice that, let's see, if Katie owns 16 more shares of Google stock than she owns of Nintendo, then that means that we're going to take the Google stock and subtract 16 to get Nintendo. And then the other equation has to do with the cost. So it's going to be 528 times times the number of Google shares, and then it's going to be 13 times the number of Nintendo shares, and that was 19,809. Now the nice thing about this is that I already have the first equation solved for N, right? So I'm going to put this in right here for N. So I'm going to have 528G plus 13 times G minus 6 equals 19,809. Okay, so next step, I'm going to distribute the 13. So 13G minus 208. Hold on, that is a 16. I wrote this wrong. Hold on, we've got to go back up here. It was not minus 6, it was minus 16. I wrote that wrong. Right, 16 more shares. And then this one is also a 16. All right, so when I multiply 13 times negative 16, we end up with 208. And then we solve this equation to find G. Okay, so when I combine those, I have 541G equals, I'm going to add 208 to both sides. So 541G is going to equal 20,017. Divide by 541. And we find that the number of shares for Google is at 37. Okay. Now we go back and replace G in one equation with 37. So let's just use this one, right? So we're going to say 37 minus 16 equals N, and that would be 11. Okay? No, that would be 21, not 11. All right, so we end up with 21 shares of Nintendo stock. And 37 shares of Google stock. Okay, and that's the answer to that one. As you guys can see, you're definitely going to want to use your calculators when you're working through these problems. There's a lot going on. You have to be super careful on each one as you set them up. And so I'm going to stop this video, and then we'll have 2 more questions on the last video.